Hey everybody, I can't believe it, but we just hit 1,000 subscribers, and to me that is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for the support, and just sticking around with me throughout my posts so far. To celebrate, I thought maybe it'd be fun to do a little Q&A, just so you guys can get to know me a little better. I did ask you guys to send me questions on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So today I'm going to be answering those questions. It's been a while since I asked, so I apologize for that. I ended up getting sick and then I couldn't think of other videos to post. But we got there, and yeah, just thank you guys. I did get a good amount of responses, which I wasn't expecting, but that just makes me happy. Thank you guys a lot, and we can get into it now. Enough of me just talking and blabbering. On to our first question. This one comes from Peacein8992, and they ask, who's your favorite song artist and why? I love you, in parentheses. Oh, stop it. If I had to pick one artist and only one, I would probably pick Frisk. I just really love the way his music sounds, and the vibe of most of his music just is so fun to listen to, and it honestly really brightens my mood a lot of the time. If you guys haven't heard him before, or don't really like him that much, I suggest giving him a listen or another listen. He's honestly such a talented guy. I love his stuff so much. I actually have a vinyl coming in October, I believe, hopefully. But yeah, that's my favorite artist. If I had to pick a standard artist or a popular artist, I would pick probably TV Girl. I know that's a basic answer, but TV Girl has a lot of good songs. My favorite album from TV Girl is Who Really Cares. I know, again, basic, but come on, it's peak. Okay, and on to the next question. We have one from Zistex10. Sorry if I messed that up. I'm bad with names. They ask, what is your favorite piece of literature, and ideally, how do you like your drinking water in terms of temperature? And waffles or pancakes? Switched around. To answer the first question, I would say one of my favorite pieces of literature is probably The Outsiders. I read that in 8th grade, I think. It was a really good book. But yeah, that has to be my favorite piece of literature. And my drinking water, I would say cold, but not ice cold, in between room temperature and cold. And it's not because I don't like ice cold water, it's just because my teeth are kind of sensitive to the cold, so it's so hard for me to drink really cold water. You don't even understand. It's so hard. And then we have pancakes or waffles, and personally, I really like waffles. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I like pancakes because the way I eat my pancakes is doughy still. I don't know if that's safe, but I do that. Basically, you just cook the pancakes, flip it prematurely, and then wait a little bit and take it off the stove prematurely. So when you open it, it's still semi-doughy inside, and it's so good. You don't understand. You have to try it if you didn't. But look into making sure if it's safe, because I don't know if that's safe. I'm sure it is. And the next question comes from XOXO Nebula, and they ask, what is your favorite video game? And to answer that question, I would probably pick Fortnite, just because I've been playing this game for a really long time, and I don't know, I really like the game. I love the lore aspect. A lot of people don't know that Fortnite has like lore to it, but it does. And honestly, it's pretty good story writing. At least like in the early chapter 1 through 4. It kind of fell off in chapter 4. But like, I mean, there still is a storyline that I do like to follow. I also just like playing with my friends because it's one of those games that you can just keep replaying and it doesn't get boring too fast. So you could get a good couple hours out of it. The only issue is just because I'm kind of trash at the game. I'm so bad at it. But other than that, it's a really good game. Alright, and this next one comes from Blazy Andre. They ask, if you had 24 hours to spend $1 million, what would you spend it on? And what are your top 3 Fortnite seasons and why? So, to answer your first question, I would say, honestly, I would probably buy a fursuit, obviously. I don't have that kind of money to buy that by myself. And, I would probably, if I can, put a large portion of that into my bank account, but I'm assuming I can't and I have to spend it. I would low-key I would buy a house and just things I actually need, and then I would try and give out a lot of money to people that need it. I mean, $1 million isn't a lot to be like buying a whole ton of stuff with, but if I did have some left over, I would probably like donate it or help people in need. I don't want to sound like one of those, oh, I'm such a good person, but I mean, might as well. To answer the second one, my top Fortnite seasons would probably be first place Fortnite Season X. It's very hated for some reason, but I love that season so much. And honestly, I would also give it to Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 3 and probably Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8. For Season X, I just love the whole like multiversal theme kind of thing with all the mashups, and I really love the flood season because it was like something we haven't really seen before. It was really fun to play with. That season was so fun. And then for Season 8, I was in love with the lore for Season 8. Like the whole last reality and the cubes, that was so good. They need to bring that stuff back. I loved it. And then the end event for that season was so good. Alright, so this next question comes from FURRY. Sorry, I'm probably not saying that right. He asks, what is your favorite show or series? And honestly, that's kind of a hard one for me because I go through a lot of different phases with the shows I like. But if I had to pick one as of now, it would most likely be Dexter. I've always had an interest in forensic science and stuff like that, and I also really like sort of criminology-esque themes. So it was very nice to see something like Dexter where the main antagonist actually works in the forensic field. And so it was kind of just, it really spoke to me because it was a lot of the things that I really like to see. And like, it's just something I don't really come across very easily. But I've had a lot of fun watching it so far. I'm not done. But I am watching it with a friend and it has been really fun. I recommend watching it. This question comes from AJ Master 7872, and they ask, what is your dream job? And if you can do 2 questions, which I will, what is your favorite number? And to answer the first question, my dream job as of now would most likely be something in the forensic science field, specifically something to do with either blood spatter analysis or something with ballistics, because those 2 are kind of something that I've really been interested in so far. I don't really know much about what I want to do. I'm still kind of iffy on the topic, but those would be my top picks as of now. And my favorite number, I would have to say 31, because it's just a nice number. I don't know. I feel like I see 31 everywhere. So, yeah. This next question comes from Adrian 3GP, and they ask, what is your persona's name? And to that I tell you, his name is Lumen. He's a wolf. And yeah, pretty easy one. The next question is, what is your inspiration for writing ASMR? This one comes from Visible2C, and my inspiration for writing ASMR or doing ASMR is honestly just because growing up, I was always into ASMR. Something about it just really had me hooked. I would listen to ASMR like every single day when I was going to bed. That went from like elementary school all the way to like high school, and I would just keep re-watching videos. And honestly, my inspiration is just like, it's so fun to be able to interact with people, and it's so fun to just make a video and be able to share it with others who may be interested in listening to something like that. This question comes from Shrimply Jeans. He asks, what is your favorite pizza topping? And to that, I would have to say probably ham. It's a very unpopular pick, but I really like ham on my pizza. And honestly, getting a pizza with ham and barbecue sauce on it is so good. I would definitely recommend trying that. It's literally just a pizza with ham, only ham, obviously cheese and sauce, but you get ham and you drizzle barbecue sauce on the pizza, and it's so good. But yeah, that's my favorite pizza topping. This one, it comes from Scooter Kentel, and they ask, when am I coming back? I say soon. Obviously now, by the time you're watching this video, I have a couple more videos planned. I haven't gotten to them yet, but I'm sorry for taking such a big absence. I ended up getting sick for a while, and then I also was busy with schoolwork and stuff. But I should be able to pump out a few more videos soon, hopefully, if everything goes good. I'm sorry, I got really sick and I just didn't have the energy to film or record anything. This question comes from Jobun, sorry, I'm sure I'm wrong with that, but they ask, how did I come up with my persona? And that one has a couple things to it. So to begin with, obviously his name, I came up with the name Lumen because originally I didn't intend on this guy being my main persona. Originally, it was just some sort of name to grab the attention of somebody. And how I came up with it is I was thinking about names, and I wanted it to be something space themed. And I was thinking like, oh, what's a nice sort of not necessarily space themed name, but it can have something to do with space. And I was thinking about the sun, and obviously the sun emits light, and a way of measuring light are lumens. And I really liked the way the word lumen sounded, so I stole that word and I rewrote it to look a lot cooler. Obviously, I also wanted it to be a good username, so the burning in my username, burning lumen, comes from the sun again, because the sun burns. So I was like, okay, burning lumen, easy. And then my sona itself, obviously I really like the color purple, so I wanted him to be very purple. I didn't want him to be completely purple. I did want him to have more of a neutral look, but did want him to have some defining features. So I came up with a all gray sona with some purple blotches on him and yellow eyes. And I really liked him for a while, but he was very, very plain. So what I ended up doing is completely revamping him. So he went from this all black character to a dark gray character, like the one I have right now. I gave him a bit more purple in his hair and some little patterns on his fur, like around his ears. And yeah, his eyes are actually, they come from two different things. So his eye colors are purple because I really like purple, and yellow because yellow was the original color of his eyes. And I wouldn't have originally implemented this, but like I've said, I'm a very big fan of the artist Frisk. Check him out. His sona actually has heterochromatic eyes. I could be saying that wrong, but what that means basically is the eyes are two different colors, and I really loved the way it looks on his character, so I low-key took a little inspiration from him. But that's it. That's pretty much how Lumen came to be. There's obviously more details that I skipped on, but generally that's how Lumen came to be Lumen. Alright, this next one comes from Pat Cats, and they want me to sit us down by the campfire and tell you guys how I got my eyes and snout scars. So, that's a very complicated and intricate story. So, when Lumen was around 16, he was very violently attacked by a large group of people, and they attacked him because they didn't like his hair color. So they actually pulled out switchblades and, attacked him. He managed to run away, but he obviously sustained some scars and other injuries, but he's good now, luckily, happily. The last thing to include is, I'm lying, honestly, I don't know how he got his scars. I just thought they looked cool, and I put them on him. I have no clue how he got them. And that's the end of the questions. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had fun making it. It was a little bit hard editing it, but yeah, I just want to thank you guys again for all the support. I'm gonna try to post more pretty soon. I just need to get a couple things finished. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.
You stupid.